If you're over 70 and find yourself staring at the ceiling night after night, you're not alone. Sleep changes with age. That much is expected. But what many seniors don't realize is that some of the very foods you're eating, especially in the evening, may be silently stealing your sleep. You may be doing everything right, avoiding caffeine, keeping the room dark, even going to bed at the same time each night. But if your dinner plate or late night snack includes the wrong ingredients, your body may be staying alert when it should be winding down. In today's video, we're uncovering the truth behind 6 common foods that older adults should avoid after 70 for better, deeper, and more restorative sleep. Some of these may surprise you. Others might already be a part of your nightly routine, and it may be time to make a change. But before we get started, I want to ask you for 3 simple actions that help this message reach more people who need it. Like this video so it gets shared with others struggling with poor sleep in their later years. Subscribe to our channel, where we share weekly guidance designed specifically for older adults who want to live, rest, and age well. Comment below. Have you noticed certain foods keeping you up at night? Your experience could help someone else finally connect the dots. Let's begin, because better sleep isn't just about comfort. It's about healing, longevity, and protecting the mind and body you've spent a lifetime building. 1. Spicy foods, the hidden heat that keeps you awake. You might enjoy a little kick in your dinner, a dash of hot sauce, a bowl of chili, maybe some peppered chicken or spicy noodles. Spicy food can feel warming, flavorful, even nostalgic. But after the age of 70, that kick can quietly rob you of something far more important than flavor: deep, restful sleep. Here's what many older adults don't realize. Spicy foods late in the day can trigger a chain reaction in your body that makes falling and staying asleep far more difficult. First, let's talk about digestion. Spicy foods stimulate your digestive system, raising your internal body temperature and often causing acid reflux or heartburn, especially when lying down. After 70, the lower esophageal sphincter, the valve that keeps stomach acid where it belongs, becomes weaker. This means that eating spicy food, particularly in the evening, increases your risk of reflux, that burning sensation in your chest or throat that can jolt you awake at 1 or 2 a.m., disrupting your sleep cycle. Second, spicy foods increase core body temperature. Good sleep depends on your body cooling down as you drift off. When you eat something spicy, your body has to work harder to process it, and that raises internal heat, the exact opposite of what your system needs to ease into restful slumber. And finally, spicy meals can stimulate the nervous system, especially if they contain ingredients like capsaicin, the compound found in chili peppers. Capsaicin boosts adrenaline and can make your heart beat faster, useful in the middle of the day, but disruptive at night. Here's a simple rule of thumb. If it leaves a lingering burn in your mouth, it might leave a lingering disruption in your sleep. So what can you do instead? If you enjoy bold flavors, consider herbs like basil, rosemary, thyme, or turmeric, all of which add depth without the heat. You can also cook with milder spices earlier in the day, giving your body time to digest fully before bedtime. And if you've eaten spicy food during dinner, wait at least 3 to 4 hours before lying down, and consider elevating your head while you sleep to reduce reflux. Have you ever woken up at night with heartburn or restlessness after a spicy meal? Leave a comment below. Your story might help someone else realize why they haven't been sleeping well. And if this was helpful, like the video now and subscribe, because next we'll look at a common evening drink many seniors believe is relaxing, but may be sabotaging their sleep from the inside out. You won't want to miss it. Let's keep going. 2. Alcohol, the illusion of relaxation that disrupts deep sleep. For many adults, especially in retirement, an evening glass of wine or a small nightcap feels like a peaceful ritual, a reward at the end of a long day. And on the surface, it may even seem helpful. After all, alcohol can make you feel sleepy, relaxed, and ready for bed. But here's what's really happening inside your body after 70. Alcohol is not helping you sleep. It's silently disrupting your brain's ability to rest and recover. Let's break it down. While alcohol may help you fall asleep faster, and it often does, it significantly interferes with REM sleep, the deepest and most restorative phase of the sleep cycle. REM is when your brain files memories, repairs emotional stress, and restores energy. But alcohol shortens that phase dramatically, which is why you may fall asleep easily, only to wake up feeling tired, foggy, or even emotionally off balance the next day. Even more concerning is how alcohol affects older adults differently than younger people. After 70, your liver processes alcohol more slowly, meaning it stays in your system longer. This leads to frequent nighttime awakenings, dehydration, and in many cases, increased trips to the bathroom, all of which further fragment your sleep. Alcohol is also a known muscle relaxant, which might sound like a benefit, but it isn't when it comes to breathing. It relaxes the throat muscles, which can worsen sleep apnea or increase snoring, leading to dips in oxygen levels throughout the night. For seniors already facing breathing issues or mild undiagnosed sleep apnea, this creates an even greater risk. And let's not forget the impact on balance and cognition the following morning. Poor quality sleep combined with alcohol's lingering effects can increase your risk of falls, confusion, or memory slips, even if you only had 1 or 2 drinks. So what's the solution? If you enjoy a drink now and then, the key is timing and moderation. Avoid alcohol within 3 to 4 hours of bedtime, and be mindful of how it makes you feel not just at night, but the following morning. Better yet, consider replacing your nightcap with a sleep-supporting herbal tea, like chamomile, lemon balm, or valerian root, which gently calm the nervous system without the side effects. Have you noticed that alcohol leaves you feeling more tired instead of more rested? Share your experience in the comments. You're likely not alone, and your honesty may help someone else recognize the same in themselves. If you found this helpful, like the video and subscribe, because next, we're going to uncover a common evening treat, something sweet that may feel comforting but quietly spikes your blood sugar, robbing you of rest and deep sleep. Let's keep moving. Every choice you make can bring you closer to peaceful nights. 3. Sugary desserts, the sweet habit that steals your sleep. A cookie before bed, a scoop of ice cream while watching TV, a slice of cake to end the evening on a high note. These little pleasures may seem harmless, even comforting, especially if you've been enjoying them for decades. But after 70, your body responds to sugar in ways that are quieter, slower, and far more disruptive to your sleep than you might realize. Here's why that bedtime treat may be robbing you of rest. When you consume sugar late in the day, it triggers a spike in blood glucose. In younger bodies, insulin responds quickly to bring those levels down. But as we age, insulin sensitivity declines, and sugar tends to linger in the bloodstream longer, creating a roller coaster of highs and crashes. This blood sugar instability affects sleep in 3 key ways. It can delay the onset of sleep, keeping your mind active and your body restless, even if you feel tired. It can lead to sudden nighttime awakenings, especially when your blood sugar drops too quickly, prompting a stress response that wakes you up. It can increase inflammation and body temperature, which are both enemies of deep, restorative sleep. In addition, sugary foods stimulate the release of cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol is designed to keep you alert and awake, not drifting into sleep. Even small portions of desserts can interfere with your body's natural production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for helping you feel drowsy and stay asleep through the night. This is especially important for older adults, as melatonin production already decreases with age. When sugar blocks what little melatonin your body is still producing, the result is a frustrating cycle. You feel exhausted, but your brain won't shut off, or you wake up at 3 a.m. and can't fall back asleep. So what can you do instead? You don't have to give up sweetness entirely, but try shifting your dessert to earlier in the day, such as after lunch, when your body is more active and better equipped to manage blood sugar. And if you do crave something before bed, opt for a small serving of fruit, such as kiwi, banana, or a few berries, all of which have been shown to support sleep, not disrupt it. And if your current sleep pattern includes tossing and turning, waking up sweaty, or feeling mentally wired at night, take a look at what sweets you've eaten in the last few hours. You might be surprised at the connection. If you've experienced sleep issues after dessert, share your story in the comments. Sometimes it takes hearing someone else's pattern to recognize our own. And if this was helpful, like the video and subscribe. In the next section, we'll reveal a common food many seniors rely on for comfort, but one that's loaded with hidden sodium, causing dehydration and nighttime discomfort that keeps you up when you most need rest. Stay with us. Every food choice is a chance to sleep better and feel better. 4. Salty foods, the silent sleep disruptor that hides in your pantry. Many older adults enjoy something savory in the evening, a bowl of soup, a few crackers, maybe a sandwich with deli meat or some cheese. These may seem like harmless, comforting choices, especially when appetite is light in the evening. But what most people don't realize is that salt, particularly in processed and packaged foods, can quietly sabotage your sleep in multiple ways. Let's talk about why high sodium intake late in the day becomes more dangerous after 70, and how it may be the reason you're waking up more often than you should. First, as we age, our kidneys become less efficient at processing excess sodium. What that means is the salt you consume at dinner or during a late-night snack tends to linger in the bloodstream longer, increasing blood pressure, water retention, and the risk of nighttime dehydration, even if you've had enough water earlier in the day. This dehydration may show up as waking up with a dry mouth, cramping in your legs or feet, feeling restless or hot during the night, needing to get up to use the bathroom more than once or twice, disrupting deep sleep. Even worse, salty foods can affect blood circulation, increasing your heart rate at night and making it harder for your body to shift into the rest and repair mode that high-quality sleep requires. Here's what's especially tricky. Many salty foods don't taste extremely salty. Canned soup, bread, breakfast cereal, crackers, frozen dinners, salad dressings, and even cottage cheese or pickles can carry more sodium than you realize. And when combined with natural age-related fluid loss and certain medications like diuretics or blood pressure pills, the impact becomes even more pronounced. So what can you do? Start by reducing sodium intake after 5 p.m. Focus on fresh, whole foods for dinner. Steamed vegetables, grilled fish or chicken, a baked sweet potato, or a handful of nuts without added salt. When reaching for packaged items, check the label. Aim for less than 300 to 400 milligrams of sodium per serving in anything you eat at night. Also, make it a habit to drink a small glass of water before bed. Not so much that it causes multiple trips to the bathroom, but enough to support hydration through the night. A pinch of magnesium or potassium-rich foods, like a banana or avocado earlier in the day, can also support fluid balance and reduce cramping. Have you ever woken up thirsty, tense, or bloated after a salty evening meal? Share your experience in the comments. You may help someone else rethink their dinner choices. If this helped you connect a few dots, like the video and subscribe, because next we'll talk about a food many seniors believe is healthy and filling, but that may actually disrupt melatonin production and keep the brain stimulated long into the night. You deserve deep rest. Let's keep building the path toward it, one food at a time. 5. Dark chocolate, a surprise stimulator that interferes with melatonin. Dark chocolate has earned a strong reputation as a healthy indulgence. It's rich in antioxidants, may support heart health, and contains less sugar than milk chocolate. Many older adults enjoy a small square or two after dinner, believing it's a smarter sweet. And in some ways, it is. But when it comes to sleep, especially after the age of 70, dark chocolate can quietly become a nighttime disruptor. Here's why. What most people don't realize is that dark chocolate contains caffeine, and sometimes quite a lot. In fact, a small serving of dark chocolate can contain anywhere from 20 to 80 milligrams of caffeine, depending on the brand and percentage of cocoa. For comparison, that's roughly the same as a small cup of black tea, And that caffeine doesn't just disappear because it's hidden in dessert. After 70, your body processes caffeine more slowly. What used to take 4 hours to metabolize might now take 6 or even 8 hours. That means if you eat dark chocolate at 7 p.m., its effects may still be lingering in your system well past midnight, preventing your brain from releasing melatonin and keeping your nervous system just active enough to delay deep sleep. But it's not just the caffeine. Dark chocolate also contains theobromine, a stimulant compound that increases heart rate and can contribute to wakefulness and nighttime restlessness. And while theobromine doesn't cause the jitteriness that caffeine does, it can subtly raise alertness, something no one over 70 needs when they're trying to fall asleep. If you've ever had trouble falling asleep or noticed your mind racing at bedtime, even when your body feels tired, it could be the lingering effect of that seemingly innocent square of chocolate. So what can you do? First, if you enjoy dark chocolate, don't cut it out completely. Just enjoy it earlier in the day. Have your piece after lunch instead of after dinner. You'll still benefit from the antioxidants without interfering with your sleep. Second, pay attention to the cocoa percentage. The higher the percentage, the more caffeine it likely contains. Anything above 70% should be considered an energy booster, not a bedtime snack. And finally, if you're craving something chocolatey at night, try a small cup of caffeine-free cocoa made with warm milk or an almond milk alternative with no added sugar. It mimics the comfort of chocolate without keeping your brain in go mode. Have you ever linked chocolate to sleep disruption before? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't feel bad if this is the first time you're hearing it. Many people never make the connection. If you're learning something new, like the video and subscribe, because in our final food warning coming up next, we'll reveal a surprising healthy grain that can cause blood sugar spikes and delay deep sleep if eaten too close to bedtime. Let's finish strong. The more you know, the better you'll sleep. 6. White rice, the healthy grain that disrupts sleep when eaten late. White rice is a staple in many homes, soft, easy to digest, and often served with comforting dinners. For seniors, it seems like the perfect evening choice. Bland enough to avoid heartburn, filling enough to quiet late-night hunger. But beneath that comfort lies a hidden issue. White rice, especially when eaten late in the day, can spike blood sugar and quietly sabotage your ability to fall and stay asleep. Here's what you need to know. White rice is a high glycemic food, which means it breaks down quickly in the body and causes a rapid rise in blood glucose. Now, that might seem harmless at dinner. After all, you need energy, right? But when this spike happens close to bedtime, it leads to a cascade of hormonal disruptions that interfere with your body's natural sleep rhythms. Here's how. That blood sugar spike triggers a surge of insulin, your body's tool for regulating glucose. But after insulin does its job, blood sugar levels often drop rapidly, and that sudden drop can wake you up, usually in the middle of the night. Blood sugar swings like this also stimulate cortisol, the stress hormone that increases alertness and can prevent your brain from fully entering deep sleep. And finally, meals heavy in white rice and low in protein or fiber can delay the release of melatonin, making it harder for you to feel sleepy when you should. Now, this doesn't mean white rice is bad. In fact, in some cultures, it's been a staple for generations. But as we age, our glucose tolerance declines, and eating high glycemic foods in the evening, even if they seem simple and light, can work against the natural slowdown our body needs to prepare for sleep. So what's the better option? If you enjoy rice in the evening, try replacing white rice with brown rice, quinoa, or wild rice, all of which have more fiber and lower glycemic impact. They digest more slowly, keeping blood sugar stable through the night. Even better, balance your grains with protein and healthy fat, like pairing rice with a small portion of salmon or tofu, or adding olive oil and steamed vegetables. These combinations reduce glucose spikes and help your body wind down naturally. And remember, portion size matters. A large bowl of rice at 7 p.m. is very different from a small serving earlier in the day. Timing and balance are key. Have you been using rice as a comfort food in the evening? Share your experience in the comments. You may not be the only one waking up at 2 a.m. wondering why. And if this has helped you connect more dots between your plate and your sleep, like the video and subscribe. Because up next, in our final conclusion, we'll bring everything together. A simple summary, clear guidance, and a final word of encouragement for those of you who are ready to sleep deeper, longer, and with more peace than you've had in years. Let's wrap it up together. By now, you've likely started to see something that many people miss. The foods we eat, especially after 70, have a powerful impact on how well we sleep. You may have been trying everything to get a good night's rest, turning off screens, taking your medications on time, even trying supplements. But if the food on your plate isn't right, your body may still be wide awake, even when your eyes are closed. Let's quickly review the 6 foods to avoid after 70 if better sleep is your goal. Spicy foods, which raise body temperature and trigger acid reflux. Alcohol, which may relax you at first but interrupts deep REM sleep. Sugary desserts, which spike blood sugar and leave you wired or restless. Salty foods, which cause dehydration, raise blood pressure, and increase nighttime bathroom trips. Dark chocolate, which contains caffeine and theobromine that keep the brain alert. White rice, which may seem gentle but causes blood sugar crashes and delays melatonin production. Now, here's the most important part. You don't have to give up everything you enjoy. You simply need to make wiser choices about when and how much you eat, especially in the hours before bedtime. Start small. Swap one thing this week. Replace soda with herbal tea, skip the late-night chocolate, or move your dessert to lunchtime instead of after dinner. Then observe. Notice how your sleep changes. Notice how your mornings feel. Because sleep is not a luxury. It's your body's repair system. It's when your heart rests, your brain heals, your memory sharpens, and your immune system restores itself. After 70, you've earned deeper rest, and the choices you make can bring that rest closer every night. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these foods surprised you the most? Which one will you cut back on starting tonight? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Let's help each other sleep better, one small step at a time. If this video helped you, please do 3 things before you go. Like the video, so others can find and benefit from it too. Subscribe. We release new videos every week, filled with honest, practical, and age-specific advice. Share this with someone you love, a partner, a friend, a sibling, because everyone deserves to rest in peace and wake up with clarity. Until next time, take care of yourself, starting with your plate and ending with your pillow. Sleep well. You've earned it.